Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's video. So this week I've got a completely new car in the background for this particular video because I will be going 2 litre saloon stock car racing for the first ever time. I've never sat in one apart from about 10 minutes ago to see if I fit in this, which luckily I do, so we don't have to start moving everything around and stuff like that. But for the first ever time, I will be racing a 2 litre saloon. But before any of this, at King's Lynn, on Saturday, I am going over to Swaffham to actually have a go in it. So if you're not already aware about 2 litre saloon stock cars, they are arguably one of the most hard-hitting and brutal stock cars on the short oval scene. So I don't know if I'm mad or crazy, but we'll give it a go. It's something that I've really been wanting to race or even practicing for the longest time. I remember when I was about 15 years old, we went skate practicing and Rob Speak said that I could practice in his saloon. It never ended up happening, but I was absolutely over the moon. I was so excited, but now I will actually be racing one. As well as the majority of all the other stock car formulas, 2 litre saloons race all over the UK. So that includes England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and they also race over in Holland. So for anyone that's wondering if we've bought the car or anything like that, Craig Davis has very kindly let me use this car for the King's Lynn meeting. So this car is actually his daughter, Tegan Davis's car. Like I said, hopefully I don't give it back to Ben. And actually, also fuming because when my dad went to go pick the car up the other weekend, my little sister actually had a go in it before me. And as well as having a go in this car, she also had a go in a Mini Super 2, which was very kindly lended to her by Craig again and his other daughter, Madeline. So for anyone that's never really seen a 2 litre saloon stock car, this is kind of basically what it looks like. So it's got the same Z-Tech engine in as a Brisker F2. We've got a right-hand drive. You can see the gear stick just there. So yeah, and it's very prone to spin out because it is so long and lighter at the back, obviously. So let's hope we don't get spun out at the end of the straight and drove into flat out before you go into the corner, but who knows. So I am going to be having a practice in it because obviously I've never ever been in it before or anything. So hopefully it goes well, and then hopefully we also don't get any engine gremlins or anything like that because, you know, we kind of need it ready for the week after. So yeah, hopefully not anything we can't fix. I'm sure my dad will be on the case of that, but yeah, let's not mind the state right now. And I'm still in my pajamas, but we're ready to go racing, or practicing, should I say. And we're in the new van as well. So it's actually a very busy day today. So I'm going practicing in the morning, and then I'm going to my granddad's house to film the Q&A video like straight away. So another very busy day, but yeah. Time for a pit stop at McDonald's. This is the non-negotiable place every single time we go to Swaffham, and I am still in my pajamas, so I'm gonna look like a right nugget. This is an exclusive taste of a sausage and cheese and thingy-majig thing. Never ever had this before. Not really. The cheese is a bit rubbery. Oh, actually quite nice. This is starting to become a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Reoccurring sign. Look at that sun. I mean, that's not all the sun, that's just the glare because my camera quality doesn't want to work, but it's so foggy. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's an open practice day today. So there'll be a few other formulas here. I thought it started at 9. There's nothing going around the track. But yeah, so we'll get her unloaded and then I assume we'll just be straight out. So the car's just been unloaded. I've just put my gear on and then we're literally just gonna get straight out. I'm doing this video like bang, straight out. See how it's running straight off the bat. So yeah, I'll come back with updates. As you might have noticed, the Saloon is actually driving the other way round the track than what I normally would in the F1s or mini stocks, say. So basically, this is because the seat is located on the right-hand side of the car. So we drive the other way round the track, so the driver's seat isn't closest to the wall. So if you get put in, essentially, you're not right next to the fence.
How's your experience?
I mean, it's all right. I did just first go onto the track the wrong way round, and then I just put myself into the fence by myself. So it's all right, but we'll see. So this was my second and final practice of the day at Swaffham, and by this point I thought I was really getting the hang of it. It is definitely a lot different to anything I'd ever driven before, and it was also very weird driving the other way round the track. But I was feeling pretty confident and I was raring to go, ready for King's Lynn. So I've had 2 runs and that'll do for today. It was literally just because obviously at Swaffham is tarmac and I'm going show racing, so it's not about trying to set it up to the track, it's just to check that everything's working okay, which
few little gremlins to sort out.
Yeah, so what actually so first of all, it kept cutting out, the radiator's leaking. We're gonna change the carb. So yeah, we know what we need to sort. It kept cutting out, so we're gonna change the master switch because that was playing up a bit. They're normally a bit temperamental anyway, but yeah, and along the journey we're learning new things about a different formula that we're not really used to. So it's all good for the knowledge as well, but because maybe I might have a go in one in the future. So yeah, it's all good experience.
Well, just a few bits to do after the practice day at Swaffham. A few gremlins to sort out. Put another radiator in. An old one off an F2. We have to change jet sync carb because it's slightly different from an F2 to a Saloon. So it's my carb I've put on, so off my F2, so I'll get Lynn to sort me some jets out. We'll put Brooks' name on. Bit of an oak fiberglass body shell from a Mini. We'll put a bit better tread on, as soon as we're going on shale. Number plate to change. I've just cleaned all battery terminals up a thing. What else done? Put a ratchet in the seat belt so it can get it a bit tighter. Bit of foam round the steering column, help protect the knees. And I'll probably just check tracking again. I've just had a little bump in the wall. and that's probably about it. Put battery on charge. And the next step will be King's Lynn. Hopefully she don't get addicted. There'll be enough cars here.
So the car is now on the trailer. It's Sunday morning and we're about to set off for King's Lynn. Call you up. Before I skip straight into the mayhem, I will give you a little bit of a background of what's happened. So, saloons, you get scrutineered on the infield, which is basically a safety check. So, as I was sat on the infield with the car turned on, it randomly just cut out, which I thought was really weird, after I had it running for at least 10 minutes. So, I tried to turn the car back on, to which it did, but then cut out a few seconds later, and then I tried to turn the car on again, to which it wouldn't turn on. So I had to get pushed off of the infield, and it wasn't quite as easy of a fix as what we hoped it would have been. First thing we did was check if there was a spark, to which there wasn't. We changed the coil pack, the leads and the spark plugs, still no spark.
No fucking spark.
Next resort was to check the ECU. We were really hoping it wasn't this, but it turns out that it was. When we unplugged the plug, there was water dripping all out from the internals. So we were just spraying the WD-40 to try and remove some of the moisture, but it still didn't work.
Go on. Down Aaron. Yeah, go on.
How's your hot chocolate?
Watery. £3. £3! Chives. Cold. What did you say? What was your curry again? Curry? Clap cold. Oh yeah, clap cold. Clap cold.
We're now putting the ECU in the oven to try and... I don't even know how to work.
Take ages. Come fucking through anyway, gas.
But the ECU's full of water, so we've tried different coil packs, we've tried pretty much everything, and some are sparking and then some aren't, so we'll just try dry the ECU out if the oven will even start. Yeah. And we've tried to find some other people with some ECUs, but we can't find anybody, so it's right there. So after trying to heat the ECU up, which sadly didn't work at all, we did this massive lap of the pits, and we tried to find somebody with an ECU and wiring loom which would just fit on this car, because that one was not coming back to life. So luckily, from the help of the Santrys, Barneses, Bowmans and Charlie Tomblin, we were able to get this car out for the first heat. We ended up having to put a new ECU and wiring loom on it, and then we also adjusted the crank sensor as well. And luckily we got it fired up, and I made it out for the first heat just in time. They were literally just shutting the gates. We couldn't have done it without the help of all you lot and everyone else that I didn't mention, so thank you. Secure the camera. Well, it's dragging to that side, I need to pull it this side as well.
Yeah, just let it slack it off a bit, Daz. Can you do it? Right, pull it tight.
Cheers.
Do you want me to reach and pull her in? Right, now pull it that way a bit, don't you?
Yeah, now do the racket a bit that way.
Right, you ready now, bro?
Yeah, go on.
I think so. Is that camera on? Is the red light on?
Yes, yes, it's on. Ratchet up,
Carry
ratchet
on that
up.
way a bit.
You want to pull this one? Bit
Yeah.
more?
Yeah, let it up again.
No, she's alright.
That's not bad, bro.
Bit more that way.
Bit more.
Pull it that way. Who's undone it? Who's undone it?
Your dad's now ratchet it back up for you.
You right?
One more. Yeah, that'll do. Top one.
There you go, put that on your seat.
Remember, you'll have to hold it in first, Brooke.
Hey?
You hold it in first because you've got bungee on. It'll just pull back into second, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you alright?
Yeah. Just undo it a little bit on that hip, or it'll fucking break.
Can't.
Undo it, just one on that hip.
Can't.
There.
Oh, behind you.
Yeah, that'll do, that'll do. Where's this one?
Is that it?
Yeah, you got it?
Am I turning this fan on? Am I turning the fan on?
Yeah, both of them up, both up.
Yeah, they're both down.
Go on.
Both down.
Where's
What are you on
that?
about? Both down.
That off.
Right, start it. Right.
Before the race starts, I just want to say the biggest thank you to Ricky Brown at BRV269 on YouTube. He captured some great footage from the other side of the fence. So if you haven't already checked out his YouTube, then go and check it out. And we made it. They literally shut the gate right behind me, so we spared seconds. onto track for Heat 2 now. We haven't really made many adjustments from the last race, although we did have to change the fan as that snapped for the radiator, but we'll see how it goes. As you may be able to tell from the past lap, I was hugely struggling with the car in this race. It was just so wet and greasy out there, I just couldn't keep the car in a straight line. Again, after the restart, I still felt like I couldn't get the car around. It was just so arsey and just felt like it was going to spin out the second that I touched the throttle. So I decided to retire to the infield.
Have you finished then?
Well, I physically cannot drive it.
The track was piss wet through.
Yeah, there was nothing I could do about it. What do you think I was doing?
Bro, come back in one piece. There's a transit pickup here, that's what it's going on back of if you come off.
As you could hear, my dad was filling me with a lot of hope with them last clips, but we're just pulling onto the track for the last race, the meeting final now. We haven't made any adjustments from the last race, just praying it was not as wet and greasy as the last one. in the grid again, I felt like I had the car going absolutely amazingly, the best it had been going all meeting. But then of course the worst had to happen. The drive shaft had to pop out at the back, so it was a crawl to the infield, and then I didn't finish the rest of the race. I think the clutch is gone. When I was driving round, it kept making a thudding sound when I was letting off the clutch. I thought that's about to give way. Then when I went round, all of a sudden it just, yeah. So we are back at the yard after a very humbling meeting at Kings Lynn, to say the least. I am absolutely freezing cold, if you cannot tell, but what a meeting it was. It was my debut meeting in 2 litre saloons, and well, humbling is the only thing I can describe it as. So the first thing I want to say is thank you so much to Craig and Tegan for letting me use this car. I am absolutely over the moon that I even got to use it in the first place and experience 2 litre saloons for the first time. I think I definitely chucked myself in at the deep end going straight out at Kings Lynn, but what a better way to do it, hey? First of all, I just want to say I went out there and I genuinely had so much confidence that I was going to be able to drive these things. I was like, this is going to be fine. I thought I might not even go off the back. I didn't think it was going to be easy, because nothing's easy the first time you do it. But I thought, you know what, I might not even go off the back. But then I did, because of all the problems that we had. So anyway, come the races, my God, fair play to anyone. I mean, it's like anything, any sort of racing, fair play to anyone, but Jesus Christ, that is just a whole nother kettle of fish. So my first race started off okay. I think a word or a phrase to describe it was very out of control, because we were rushing so much. I didn't think I was even going to make it out. So anyway, I just went out, just sent it pretty much. I didn't really have time to think. I didn't even know if I was going to get out, but yeah, very out of control. Well, that's a bit of an over-exaggeration, actually. I don't think I was too out of control, but maybe a little bit. But I ended up hitting a marker tyre after getting spun, to which I then turned the car back on, went back out, and this whole meeting after, I thought, I probably should have adjusted my mirror, because every single time one car, or like, I don't know, like 1, 2 or 3 cars went past me, I thought, here they all come. And like, I pulled off because I was like, I don't want to get in the way of you guys. But actually sometimes it turned out there wasn't even that many cars, but I couldn't see in the mirror. And to be honest, I didn't even think about that. Like the whole meeting, I didn't even like think, I don't know, I just didn't think about it. So I ended up, I crashed into the marker tyre, went back on, did a few laps. I thought, it doesn't feel right. So then I pulled off. And then the next race, which is the second heat, completely, what a condition change to the track. It had just been watered so much, and we hadn't adjusted the car from one race to another. Yeah, wow. I did like 2 laps. I put myself in the fence the first lap. First corner, second corner, spun myself out. Yeah, it was difficult. And to be honest, I had absolutely no hope at all. There was a big crash on that bend, so they ended up restarting the whole race. Did another 2 laps, I think, and I was like, this is just undrivable. Like, with someone with more experience, would they have been able to drive it? Probably, yeah. But me, no. Like, I just was an absolute, I was just in the way. So the best decision that I personally think, and what a lot of people will probably agree, was for me to just pull off and just get out of the way. Because, yeah, that was just undrivable conditions for me. So we come off after that race, obviously I am feeling very down. I was very upset because I always go into the mindset of when I race a new formula, I think I just need to do well. And I always think that everyone's watching and they're all thinking, oh, she's doing so bad. Or like, she's so embarrassing. So after I came off after that race, I was like, I'm just embarrassing myself. Like, this was a complete mistake. Like, I have just thrown myself right in the deep end here. I don't think I'm going to go out for the final, which was the last race. To which I was then deciding, I was stood next to the car, everyone was getting in, and I was thinking, do I do it or do I not? And Millie Kent, a fellow 2 litre saloon racer, similar age to me, I think, came up to me, and when I first saw her, I ran up to her and hugged her, and I said, like, well done on your win, because she had her first ever win. I think she told me that she'd only just gone off the front these past few meetings. I think it was like her second or third meeting off the front, and she went and won the first race. So I ran up, gave her a hug, and I said, like, well done. And then we were just talking, and I was like, well, you know, I can't figure out how to do this, and I can't figure out how to do that. And we were just giving each other advice, and we were just speaking and just relating about different things. So then she had to go get in, obviously, because we were in the same race. And I thought, I don't know, I just felt really motivated. I just felt really uplifted from not only speaking to somebody that also is racing the same thing, speaking to a girl that's actually doing it as well, and someone that, like, I related to loads. So I went out for the final. And to be honest, if she wouldn't have come up and spoke to me, I don't think I would have. Because I was in that emotional, and I was like, I just can't do it. Like, I need to go practicing, or I need to do a tarmac meeting before I even think about doing a shale meeting. So anyway, I went out, and the track wasn't as wet, which was amazing for starters, because I was like, if it is, then I'm not going to be happy. It's out of my control. But yeah, so I went out, and I actually did really, really well. So I don't know how many laps I did. I did quite a few laps, and then the whole pack came. So I thought, right, let's just get out of their way. They all got past, and then I pulled back on. Did another however many laps I did. And then sadly, the drive shaft decided to pop out, which was an absolute shame because I was going so well. I think this was the first race where I actually thought, I can actually do this. Like, with a few practice laps, which I was trying to get in basically the whole meeting, because I genuinely thought that I'd be fine, but I really wasn't. But after getting them laps in a decent race where I was just kind of I was never by myself, but I thought I can actually do this. And there wasn't many laps left in the race anyway, but the drive shaft went, which is racing. It's a stock car, it happens, but I was absolutely gutted at that because I was going so well. So anyway, tractor pushed me off, you know, all the usual, and the car was then taken back to its home by a guy that was coming to pick it up for Craig. So as I mentioned, it wasn't a very successful meeting, but there was so much learned that you have to drive it so differently to anything that I've ever driven before. It was genuinely like, you're sat here and the car is like huge, and every single time I got like touch on that back corner, I thought I was just gonna go round. Like, it's just so much different to anything basically I've ever driven. But I just want to give the biggest shout out, the biggest thank you to Ryan Santry, all the Barnes' lot that helped us out, Charlie Tomblin and Kieran Bowman for all of their help, and anyone else that I have missed, because I genuinely don't think, well, I wouldn't have gotten out if it wasn't for you guys. And then all the weeks of preparation, the practice day, everything, it would have equated to nothing. So I just want to give all of you the biggest thank you, and of course to Craig, biggest thank you ever for giving me the opportunity to be able to do this. And it was an amazing experience. And will I be back? Yes. Yes, I will be back. Hopefully I'll be back this year, but who knows? We'll have to wait for the fixtures to come out, see what's about, see whose car I can go in, and I want my redemption. There is no other way to put it. I want my redemption. That was my practice meeting. So I will be back. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to stay tuned on my channel for all my 2026 behind the scenes, because we've got quite a few things to do in preparation for this season. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Thursday. And come over to the UK and vice versa. So, like I said, I'm extremely